Yes, people, been a minute since I was last live on this channel anyways. On the other one, obviously, you're going to find me. But if you've joined here, obviously, it's a Man United affiliated YouTube channel. So if you're interested, then we're going to be talking Amorim. If not, then, well, Bob's your uncle, isn't it? You can go find the other one where we talk about pretty much all the teams, including United as well, on Never a Foul. So big up anyone that's here. I'm about, I haven't, when was the last time I've done a stream on this? I think the last time I done a stream on this must have been before Thursday. Thursday? Yeah, it had to be about before Thursday, I think. Had to take a little bit of a miniature break off. Well, when I say break, I mean I didn't stop exactly. I just got to work out a schedule that works for all basically. So and what I mean is, obviously, Never Foul is the priority, right? It's the first channel that was up and running, so you got to give priority to that. But it was more along the lines of this is my schedule. Let me tell you my schedule. Pretty much nearly every day, yeah. So I need to get up, obviously, as you all do, and you lot probably have something similar to your work lives yourself. Then got to make thumbnails, got to find what to talk about. Even if it is before, there might be something new. So you got to find what you're going to talk about roughly, anyways. Do the thumbnails, which is long as in itself. Maybe do a new overlay. 11:15 happens, 11:20 happens. I'm on Cass. Straight after this is Never a Foul. Straight after that, I'm more than likely gonna be on Monster's channel. Then again, after Monster's channel, I might be back on Cass. And then I've barely got like little time to maneuver because I've got to do things in the background. I've got to think about another live to do around 5, another thumbnail to do, and all the guests as well that come on to Never a Foul. So there's that. And then before you know it, I've barely even eaten. It hits about 5, half 5, 6. Then I'm on Never a Foul again, right? Whatever. And you don't, it doesn't matter how prepared you are, considering. Then before you know it, that finishes. You know, you got a watch along to do because it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever game's on. Then that finishes. Then I'll probably do a reaction. And then by the time that hits, it's about 10, 11 at night. Half 10, 11, and I've been in the same seat since all day. That's pretty much it. So that's why I've had to work out. I can't really do 2 lives on here. It's just not functional. Or I do less of somebody else's channel, which isn't going to go down too well if they jump on NAF. So there's a little bit of insight, but we've got Ruben Amorim plans to talk about. Yeah, that's our gaffer. Yeah, we're here to take over. Yeah. But I'm glad that big up to everyone in the building. I am legend, big up, man. Paddy B says big up Cass and everyone in the chat. How's everyone feeling about the international break? Needed? Big up Lego in the building as well. David. We got Mustafa. We got Mr. Abs as well and Sancellini. But yeah, man, I think that for me, I'm not gonna lie, like for this week, anyways, I needed this break just to work out a little bit some bobs. So long story short, I'm gonna try. I'm probably gonna try push and upload. I'm gonna ask for you lots times. To be fair, before we get into the Man United stuff and battering Leicester, and you know we're only like 3-4 points behind so and so. Talk about all of that shameless stuff. If I was to push an upload, like I think I'll think of it like this: what's the point of pushing it in the morning, right? If I'm gonna do it live in the morning. So if you lot know like what times is a good time to drop an upload, like this would finish around 12. So for you, obviously it's for the YouTuber to work out, but I'm trying to work out what people find best, like when they come on YouTube. What it's best to probably have a bit of feedback. So even if it's in the comments later on, like is it around 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the I think 6 o'clock might be a bit too congested. So sometime in the afternoon, I just don't know when. I'm trying to figure out still. But yeah, man, Ruud's left the building. Amram's in the building. Everyone like Rene Hake and the rest of the crew are out the building. You know, we've got Dan Ashworth with the cringiest smile I've ever seen that I don't really give a damn about, to be fair, because I've seen that going doing the rounds about how much Dan Ashworth looks like a crook and all this kind of stuff. Imagine that. Crazy, isn't it? We just got in a manager and you can't be happy about getting your appointment. And United fans, by the way, crazy. What do you think Amorim will play three at the back? I don't think it's so as the manager. What style he wants to play? I don't think that it's guaranteed that he'll play three at the back. All right, let me talk. All right, this is why. So we might, you know what? We'll go through. I think we've been through this about how many times have we been through this on this channel now? Amorim three at the back. Like we know who he's gonna play, how he's gonna play, and there was one part that was actually quite interesting, right? So I want to talk about that because we've been linked to this Quenda guy, yeah, and he's young. But the thing is, I didn't realize this guy's actually left-footed. So being left-footed, but he wants like an inverted kind of winger on a right wing back situation, but he wants a favoured foot on the other side. And I'm thinking, wait, hold on. What does that mean for Mazraoui and like a Delo? Surely he just goes, he looks on the left-hand side and just switches those roles over. And then, because we don't really have a left wing back at the moment, but we're looking at it looks like Alvaro Fernandez might be coming back to the club. So we can play Ahmad as a right wing back. Are you insane? Are you insane? Ahmad as a right wing back. I'm not trying to hear that. Don't ever try to run that to me. He wants someone that's got intensity that can run up and down the pitch. That role is very crucial. And I think, you know what the funny thing is, I looked at a thread about it as well, like just to try and get some more knowledge on it. And yeah, them roles there, I wouldn't be surprised if we see brand new wing backs for both sides. So, and I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't know who's gonna get the nod. All I know that is that man, what's his name again? Mazraoui, he needs to be in and around this team. I don't give a damn. I think the low is going to end up as one of the right centre backs at this rate. That's the way it looks like, anyways. He's going to be used as that. And I don't really mind that, to be fair. But this is what's being said, Sancellini, by the way. And this is from Fabrizio Romano. Ruben Amorim's plan is to start with a three back in defence or back three in defence immediately at Manchester United. So that's how we know we're playing with a three back. And I don't understand these fans. Let's talk about some of these fans online and these tacticals and these ones that want something different, where you take something that he said in a press conference and have turned a whole different needle. Like you've turned the needle into into another different slot, and it's just like you're going with that thread rather than the thread that he knows. So why have you put this needle into that thread and it makes no sense whatsoever? It gets on my nerves. Like, no joke. It's like, and I could probably name some names that even I know. These are some of the people even I follow, yeah. Some people that are like, some United fans don't really want to see a three back formation because they've never seen it. But little do they realize it's not like how it was back in the day. There were systems back in the day, but we used to back fours. But these days, whether you invert a fullback or you have one fullback stay back while the other one attacks, it's pretty much a three at the back anyways. Does that make sense? Like, think of it like with Manchester City. Vardio is pretty much high and wide up the pitch. And you might see Kyle Walker stay at the back with, let's say, Ruben Diaz and a John Stones. Or it could even be a way where you see Vardio stay back and you see John Stones go into the middle of the field. Either way, it still makes up a three back in hindsight, not in hindsight, like on the pitch, it still makes a three back, no matter what. Overall, that's the word. Like, even when you look at Arsenal, you see Gabriel Wyatt and Ben White, and where one of them attacks or not, more time than less. That then again, they play like an 8-back, but when they attack, when they've got Erdegaard in the team, it's a 3-back. Chelsea, pretty much a 3-back. Everyone plays with a three. Is a back three. Do you know what I mean? The only ones that you could say that doesn't really play with a back three at the moment is probably Slot's team. So, and even in possession, out of possession, there's no back three. So there we go, man. That's why I say it's just, I think United fans need to be a little bit more optimistic with this. And the players that we've got suit a back three. So yeah, man. Big up Kazi in the building as well. Good morning. Big up, man. Hopefully you're doing well. I ain't trying to see Ahmad at right wing, but that's crap. As of Maresca, what I've seen, there's no guarantee formation. He played three at the back while Cucurella Gusto played in half space. He went 4-3-3, played 4-2-3. Yeah. There's all different ways of situations, the way you want to look at it. But we got what I don't understand is you've employed a manager that has like huge success, even if it's only in a Portuguese league with three at the back. And it's not exactly a defensive formation. Against Man City, looked a little bit more defensive. Sometimes we saw 5, and even he criticized that he is like, that's probably one of the most one of the most rare instances where you've seen the team play more defensive, which is not up to his standard, but it got the job done basically. And then, but why would he change it? Why would you employ a manager to build a brand new formation or a brand new system for something, for an institution that hasn't worked with something brand new from what Ten Hag did? You know, he tried to build something brand new and it failed. He forgot his whole identity, his philosophy of what's been known at Ajax. He completely abandoned what we got promised pretty much. And he didn't even try to go with that. He absolutely criminalized like the whole midfield and locked them up. So it's like, why would you change something that's not broken? It for me, it wouldn't make sense. And when I see these United fans not like trying to question and wanting a back four, unfortunately, we don't actually have back four players. Like, in my opinion, it's crap. Like, when you deep it, Lisandro Martinez probably could benefit out of a back three, but obviously the mobility, we'll see how that goes. You know, Lenny Euro coming in for his development in a back three for the young defender, anyways, is a great way to develop as well. And then, of course, we've got De Ligt, who's just a flipping monster, and no one wants to talk about it. That's one who I got kind of question marks over in the back three. How about that? We'll see how that goes, but I think he's definitely someone to look out for, anyways. Please go look at where wing backs play. It's not wing backs, it's a back four we used to in a back. It's not wing backs in a back four that we used to. What are you on about? No, yeah, but I've seen the way he plays. Have you seen, like, what I'm trying to say, Ross, is Quender's a right winger, but he's like Vanderson. Quenda is a right winger, but he plays up and down the whole pitch comfortably. He can play fullback, he can play in the wide midfield, or he can play towards the front of the front three as well. He's a different case. So if you know about Vanderson and that, it just because he's got a left-footed guy up at wing back on the right hand side doesn't mean, oh, you know what I should do? Go stick a left winger over there. Ahmad shouldn't be needing to do those channel runs all day long. He's much more, in my opinion, Ahmad will be much more vital in an inside 10. That's what I'm saying for me, anyways. You need someone like that. And we don't have any other players like that either. So that's why I say don't be fooled just because he's left-footed. Would you all right, let me see this. I saw this. No, I saw a lot of these rumors, you know, with Nkunku. I don't know how you lot feel about Nkunku links and whatnot. I like at the start, I thought, you know what, I've tied on a video not too long ago. So if you want to go see the videos, he's talking about Nkunku probably wanting to leave at the end of like next summer, right? Because of game time, and obviously he's not got his starting place. They've actually bought him for quite a bit of money as well. So, you know what I mean? They're going to want some sort of investment back. But for me, if I'm United, I'm not trying to do business with any of these top 6. Fuck them. Get rid of them. Don't even go near them. Don't go near Chelsea. Don't do business with them. Let them rot if they can, and let them go do a sales pitch with somebody else. I personally don't want to do. I personally don't want to do any business with Chelsea. Not me, anyways. Like, I'd rather go do it for someone like Crystal Palace, for like Eze. I'd rather go do it with, I don't know, whoever else, Roma, whoever's got a player that we need, basically. Just not these top 6 lot. Don't fund them money. Don't give them money. And don't take their scraps because it's not working for them. That's what I am in agreement with, anyways. But anyways, like, that's probably another conversation for another day. But in Nkunku, when you deep it, it probably suits him to a T. This is the only part. The role probably does suit him to a T. You know, one of the inside space 10s, you know, especially on that left forward space, anyways. He would, in the tight spaces and whatnot, finishing wise, and Nkunku's quite creative as well. You know, in some instances, he'd probably work out. But his injury record, I'm sorry, but I'm not, unless Chelsea want to sell him for 35 to 40 million, then I'd probably think, as a fan, oh yeah, you know what, that would probably be a decent deal. But I can't stand having players that have been injury prone. I just remember, the key word from what Amorim said is that he, in the meetings, by the way, of the last international break, when they were having up their secret meetings, saying he wants players with intensity. Intensity. I'm not, like, obviously Nkunku's known for intensity, but if you put intensity on someone like Nkunku's body right now, he's gonna collapse. So I'd rather not. I'd rather get someone like Cunha. Cunha, great ball carrier, a profile that we don't have, and he's powerful as well when he runs, a bit like Joe Linton, right? But obviously a bit more agile. I'd want a Cunha profile. You know, I think he's coming into one of his last couple of years of his contract, maybe. So I'll definitely be looking at a profile like that. Obviously, Eze's there. I mean, Angel Gomez is a no-brainer for me. You know, if you want to put him into one of them spaces, in one of them tens, you'd run it. He's not just a six. I wouldn't say deploy him in the six, but I'm just saying, like, along the lines of obviously in one of those 10 spaces, I think Angel Gomez on a free is business-wise makes sense. Big up Hooks for the raid as well, man. Big up Hooks for the raid. We're gonna be talking soon, anyways. We got to have a chat with Jay. Nkunku's decent, but he's only avoiding injury because they're managing the midst in the match load, and also he's playing Conference League. I'm like, no disrespect, or maybe this is full disrespect intended, but Conference League is not intense. For me, Eze's overrated. I think Eze's a great player, and you know what? He's coming into his own, but for the price that they want, I'm not trying to hear it. Cunha's a better, cheaper option, and I would really like someone like that in the team. United lack athletes, strong runners. Dare I say, Scott McTominay type profiles with a brain, basically, but much more technical. I think Eze's too inconsistent. I think Cunha's role on the left, it suits him. I really like Cunha, man. And we were tracking him last summer. And obviously the 50 million was a bit of a put off. So hopefully we can do business around 35 to 40 million for him if they do have him. Let's go check. I'm going to check now anyway. Does anyone know Cunha's contract? When does it expire? Because I would like to actually know what that would be the case. Let's see. So his contract expires in the 2 years by next summer. So yeah, we should be looking at that sort of profile for our team. Angel Gomez, a Cunha type, a Gyökeres. You can get that business all done for probably about 100 million when you deep it. When you actually deep it, because Gyökeres is, they're saying they're going to accept a nice little bid around 70 million euros, which is like what, 60 million pounds, roughly north of that 65 million. Cunha's about 35. Angel Gomez on a free. You've got a brand new attack. And obviously it's not FIFA. I understand that. But people like Kvaratskhelia, we're not affording him. I wouldn't want Morgan Rogers personally. I'm not a big fan of him. I think he goes missing. I think that's another one that's absolutely overrated. I think he's a good player, but he's not Man United. See, I like these profiles, but we got to get into our heads that we're Man United. Like at the end of the day, when you're a big club, I don't think he's a big club type player. Not for Arsenal, not for United, not for Chelsea. He wouldn't start there. So why should he start for us? I don't think he'd be useful. Nori's, yeah, but if Midori, I like Nori's going forward defensively suspect, but on a wing back role, Nori makes sense for someone like United. I don't know if United will go for that, but I think for me personally, when I look at what Amorim wants to do with his back three, he wants it with immediate effect. I think we bring in Alvaro Fernandez in the January, and I think we go and get another one. I think Luke Shaw Molasses days are over. Personally, I don't think there's going to be room. And trying to get two players from Wolves, Acuna and a Nori, good luck with that, man. Wolves paid Atleti 44.5. Yeah, you know what? Wolves? You're probably right. I think you're probably right, but you asked for 50 million this summer, and I know you paid that for Atletico, but your club's broke. Your club's broke. That's the reality. You need money. And you could do with that money to reinvest in a couple players as well. Yeah, but Gamer, like, okay, I'm interested. I'm interested in knowing what you lot think, or if there's any players like. I think there's a name that we are tracking as well. Angelo Stila. I think he's from Stuttgart. That player there, he's a baller. From the clips I can see of him, and if anyone watched Stuttgart, was it Stuttgart, Dortmund, and was it Stuttgart and who was it recently? Was it Bayern Munich or was it Leipzig? I watched only a couple games of him, and he looks so good. He looks so good, man. An all-round type of midfielder profile, man. Bare ugly, but we don't care about that, man. I don't think Molasses is going to stay. Where's Molasses going to play? He's not going to play in the wing-back role. He's not playing left centre-back. Yeah, but where does he play? He's not exactly an attacking player. And it's no disrespect to Toro Molasses because I think he's a good player, and I don't think he warrants disrespect. I still remember those first 10 games he gave United. He was insane. Lock-up defender. But I think he's a fullback, like a left-back, solid left-back. I don't see where he fits into into Ruben Amorim's place, because you're not going to tell me left centre-back. We already want a left centre-back. We already got question marks over Martinez if he's going to be the long-term player for that kind of role, whether it's Branthwaite. Branthwaite knows that role very well, by the way. And this team loves Brexit players. So consider Brexit of Angel Gomez and Branthwaite probably sealed. So I don't see where Malacia fits personally, unless you lot can change my mind. I don't know. Big up Ibo as well. It says it takes one broke club to know one. That's a good comment. It's a great comment. Yeah, you're right. You know what? You're right. You're right. But if we get Champions League football, or when we get Champions League football, like PSR doesn't matter in it. We're winning Europa League, so you know what I mean. That caught me off guard. Like our broke isn't like, do you know what I mean? Like you could go out, yeah, and you say, I'm kind of broke. I've got £200, like, or you got £150. I'm broke. I'm that type of broke to go out with. I don't have a lot of money because like if you go out, eat food, do whatever you need to do, you're pretty much going to be spending north of £2 if you want to have a good night. A broke night is if you got 100 to 150 maybe, or that's just considered enough. Wolves' type of broke of going out is like you have about £30. You know what I mean? You just have enough money for some food, innit? That's the difference. Their broke is not our type of broke. Do you know what I mean? What you think about Garnacho not celebrating and then Bruno? What do I make of this? What do I make of this? I'm gonna call it pathetic. Yeah, I'm gonna call it pathetic. I think everyone can have their own. Obviously, we ain't spoken about 5 days, right, or something like that on this channel. I think Garnacho is pathetic. I'm not like. Don't get me wrong. I'm constructive criticisms. It happens in football, and it doesn't mean it should be allowed, right? It shouldn't be tolerated. But for a paying fan, I can understand Faz's like. Obviously, Faz has gone around and done that. I don't think there was nothing malicious in it. Like he was just trying to prep him up a little bit. But I can see why fans will be outraged slightly. But there's hypocrites everywhere. You know, the ones that are defending Garnacho are not the ones exactly defending the likes of like Marcus Rashford or Paul Pogba. Let's be real. Back in the day, so we've caught out some hypocrites. But at the same time, it's if you're going to survive at a top club, and unfortunately, we're in a world where social media is powerful. It's like the only ones that are going to make it are the ones that don't listen to social media. Like obviously, big up Bruno for trying to obviously just be a captain, right? And obviously he speaks out about it. But at the same time, you need mentality. We always talk about mentality, resetting the culture of the club or finding a new culture. If you're gonna have a bunch of crybabies when they go and score a goal and don't celebrate with the fans, obviously that doesn't spell something positive for me in it. And I know he's a kid, but he's been in the game long enough. They get media trained enough as well to know that this is the sort of shit that you're gonna have to deal with for your whole career, no matter where you go. And if you want to survive at somewhere like United, you're gonna get love from the top Reds and match going fans, but they're not the only fans. So, do you know what I mean? You can become an only cast, by the way, if you want. If you don't want to support the channel, you know where to go, man. Somewhere on here it will say, or in the description maybe, there'll be membership tab. You lot can come and support. I'm not begging for it. You lot can just decide for yourselves. Big up Bazza. He says, "Hey Cass, will the event be live streamed tonight?" I doubt it. I mean, we're gonna record. I mean, we got someone that's gonna record bits and bobs, like you know, expressions and whatnot. But other than that, it's just no. We're not. I'm not like personally. I'm not live streaming it, so I'd have no idea. I'm trying to relax. I'm not trying to be on camera mode. You know what I mean? But personally, anyways, how about we steal Alphonso Davies from Real Madrid? Not happening. Don't see it. He's gonna go Barcelona, I reckon. Bring Benjamin Sesko at United in January. Doubt that's going to happen. That's like one of their most key players. Leipzig could actually win the Bundesliga this year. Gyökeres is the only one. Gyökeres is the only one that I want personally. I don't really want another project player. Like I want someone that's a bit more ready-made now, if possible, especially if they're worth about 65 million. Yeah, this is what I was saying. Big up Broderick as well. Audio, is my audio fine? Let me check. Audio, boom. Nah, is my audio fine? Is my audio fine? Can you not hear me? It doesn't sound like there's another one, is it? No, it can't be. Do I sound too quiet, or do I need to put? Yeah, it's fine. What are you on about? I see this Hoyland stuff as well, innit? So I saw this Hoyland who's going to fit into the Amorim part. Amorim, I mean, Amorim's going to have to find if Xerxes going to be the guy or Hoyland's going to be the guy. And for me, on paper, you know what? Yeah, on paper, Højlund sounds like a great fit. Højlund does sound like a great fit, but I reckon Xerxes can be turned into that kind of player. Is he going to be as clinical? We don't know. But I don't think we should give up on Xerxes as of yet, right? Because I think Xerxes is that sort of player he's young enough, obviously, as a striker, but I think he's intelligent enough to listen to instructions and be willing to change his game if he wants to be at the top. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think he's very intelligent. Because obviously the spaces he picks up on the field and where to be and stuff, like he knows he's been in those sort of positions. Like, that's not like he hasn't done poaching in the area before. Not scored, the Brighton stuff. Like he's in and around. I think it's gonna be tough between them two. And not gonna lie, we've seen enough of Højlund at this point. And for me, anyways, Højlund really needs to fix up. Like, his touch is worse than Lukaku's. For me, again, it's just like he's very frustrating. And I know he's young. He's like 20. He's like 20 or 21 now, isn't he? So, like, obviously we'll give him a chance. Like, there's everyone gets a bit of a chance that can probably fits in this Amorim team on paper, but it's just he really needs to buck up his ideas and learn in it. And you can't teach someone how to control a ball. Like, that's just natural. A coach can't tell you how to control the ball. That comes from the player. And it's not even just from control itself. It's I hate when his back is the goal, because every time the ball was flung up to him, the ball bounced off. And with Xerxes, he's better with his flick-ons and whatnot. Don't get me wrong, Højlund has his moments, though. Let's not act like he hasn't got that in his locker, because he does. But for me, he just needs to be a little bit more quick, especially with releasing the ball. Especially in the wide areas, like just turning and quickly and going is like in the transition. But one thing that I've known about Amorim as well, if you go look at the stats, is if you look at Sporting, when it comes to long ball, like when I talk about hoofball, like hoofing the ball up the pitch, right? It doesn't happen. He barely has that. Like, I think when it comes to Sporting with the whole team in the league, I think he was one of the lowest. So stuff like flinging the ball up in the air, or even like switching the play, he was one of the lowest at that in out of all the teams in the Portuguese league. So it might suit someone. It might suit Højlund a little bit more. And obviously being involved in the play, I don't think he needs to be involved as much. So again, I think things can be fine-tuned with a lot of these players. It's just how quick, because we need results. We're at one point, if we look at where we are in the table, right? We're not far. We got Ipswich next. We're not far off even top 4. Top 3. We are 4 points away from top 3, right? Arsenal has got Forest next, which is a bonus for us, right? Brighton, I believe, have got Bournemouth next. Again, I know it sounds mad, but Bournemouth are joint points with us. It's a good game. It could be an opportunity. Fulham have got Wolves. Wolves are playing better lately, so I wouldn't write that off yet. Fulham are on fire. Newcastle have got West Ham, which is going to be obviously whatever. And then, of course, you got like teams like Aston Villa who were in the top 4, dropped to ninth all of a sudden, and then they're finding themselves playing against like Crystal Palace and Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Like, so we're not far off. And this is why I say you can't really write off the season as well. But this is where we need results. And when a coach comes in, he needs to work out who's probably his best 11 is pretty much quick fire. So hopefully that can be worked out. We should be beating Ipswich. Tottenham has got Man City, and Liverpool have probably got Southampton away. We can only hope if that's the case. So we'll see about that. Adam Wharton hype has died. It has died, but he is injured. I'm pretty sure he is accepted to go for surgery as well. So like he's been playing on injury for a little bit. So yeah, that's why I say, like, remember if he was on this channel, we was here about a few weeks ago, and we were saying, I'm not joking, don't let this get embarrassing for some of the rival teams, because United, like, unfortunately, even though we are sitting at that point, we're sitting like 14th or 15th, and we're like, a few more results that go our way, a new manager bounce, and so forth, yada, 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 it could get really embarrassing. Shitty old Man United, who's just got neutral on goal difference, right, on 0, is a few points, if not a point or a couple points away from being in the top 4 all of a sudden. And then I wonder what conversations are going to be had about Man United, because I expect us to beat Ipswich. I expect us to beat the following team in Everton at home, which is going to be Amorim's first home game. So on that notice, when I went around these other teams' fixtures, right, it looks a little bit more favorable for us. And all of a sudden, you're like, oh shit, oh shit. United could be above Tottenham, should be, never know. I doubt it. Obviously, above like the Forests and Arsenal's in the league at the moment. We need to have our time. So yeah, we'll see. Anyways, man, it's a long way to go. Trying to implement a system isn't going to be night and day. You know, even for Amorim to even coach over here at United, like in England, he has to get his visa working, obviously, because can't work without a visa. So until that gets sorted, he can't really continue with the team. Only the certain plans, and obviously all this staff as well. So yeah, man, it's just we'll see. Anyways, we might snap up Branthwaite in a low key fashion. I think we put in too much work to not get Branthwaite in. There's a lot of back. I think clearly Ineos and the scouts really like him. You know, I think he can be utilized in a back three as well. You have enough game time. He can play on the right, the left side, in the middle, on the right hand side. I think he'd be very useful. The money that they want, we'll see what they want. But 80 million is not happening. I think if we budge for like 60 million, I think we'll take him. But again, it all depends on the end of the season if we can get where we want them to go, where we need to be. What's it? Just watch that December to January schedule. We'll talk soon, broski. Who do you play? Who do you support, by the way? Because I don't understand. Like, I don't know who everyone supports in here. Who does everyone support in here? Why is no one talking about we had 3 international breaks in 3 months? Because this is the funny thing about football world or England. Every single year, if you live in Britain, anyways, or us English people at least, we always talk about, oh, look at it, it's getting dark very quick, isn't it? Or, oh, look at the weather. Oh, the weather's a bit shit today, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like in certain months. Or, oh, the clock's going back. Oh, I can't wait. I can't believe it's going back. I mean, it happens every single year. Do you know what I mean? Why do we keep talking about it? Like every single year, we have international breaks. I've always known international breaks for September, October, November, and then we don't have another one till March. We talk and we act surprised. It should be scrapped, in my opinion, but it's not going to be. So there we go, man. Big up to the British people that want to talk about how quick it gets dark every year, man. you go to work in the darkness, pretty much, and you go home in the darkness if you're in the office. So yeah, man. Are you a Chelsea fan? Yeah, we got United fans in here, man. Arsenal, United. Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, man. What's the likes on people as well? What are we on? Because I can't see. Why can I not see this? We're on 52 likes. Can we raise this to 100 likes quick? I bet some of you are gonna write no in it. Some of you are gonna type in no. Who hasn't liked this video yet? I haven't asked all stream. I've just forgotten about it, so we can talk about whatever we need to talk about. Remember, we got J roasting coming up. You know, he's going to be a little bit late. You know what? The stream's going to be a little bit late at that as well. You know what? Should we wake up once? It's about time we wake up once. He had a late stream last night. Talk with this Liverpool wank fest that he's got going on a Monday night, aka Tuesday morning. Months. Yeah, let's get his wake up call. Let's see what he has to say. Wonder if he's going to answer. Probably not even going to answer. Wake up, G. You've been waiting for half an hour. I know you're rubbing your eyelids right now. Yeah. Wake up. We got a J roasting commencing. Do you know what I mean? We got a J roasting commencing. So get ready, prep up, get in the shower, wash your face, get some food. Do you know what I mean? And get your apple juice that you love so much. Yeah. All right, cool. Anyways, I'm just on live, yeah. There you go. But yeah, let's talk about Ruud quickly as well. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let me ask a neutral. I've got Daps here in the background. Daps, if you've got a new manager incoming, right? Yeah. And let's say company was your interim manager. Yeah. You got a new manager coming in. Let's say Michelle for instance, because his City Group is easy. Would you want company in and around your staff, a legend, or would you?
Okay, can we use the context of this being Manchester United?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Can we use the context of how your players definitely seems like a
Yeah.
You don't want fucking them in it. It makes perfect sense.
Perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You want the manager to have all the tools that he right. If Amorim's doing a good job at Sporting, right, why would you want to
include?
Why would you want to exclude anyone that's been part of that good job he's been doing? So if he wants to bring his whole team that he trusts, why would you go, no.
I'll create a relationship with Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, instead of your trusted lieutenant, here's a new lieutenant.
Yeah, exactly.
And also the fact that the players came out and said, "Oh, we want Ruud here. Get rid of him."
Yeah, get rid of him. That's what I said. I said this 2 weeks. I said this 2 weeks ago.
Well, probably Rashford and Bruno would want to say.
Probably, it definitely was, man. And Garnacho probably. See, I didn't watch the full show. Right, that's quid. Yeah, I've clipped it up. If you lot don't know, I've clipped it up and it's on YouTube right now on the main channel, anyways, on Never a Foul. But yeah, I think it's the correct decision, isn't it? And I don't know if anyone feels like he should have stayed or been in and around the football club or had some sort of role. But I think we need, like, I think United fan base are definitely one of the most or more sentimental fan bases. Obviously, because we've had legend be a manager before and all this kind of stuff. Then probably the other ones, maybe Chelsea as well with Lampard. Like, I think there's a bit more of a difference there than obviously like Man Cities and stuff like that. I can't tell you in it. Obviously, you love your players, how you doing it, but with our fan base, anyways, for me, it's like get rid of the sentiment, right, and move on. You know what I mean? Like we need to move on as a club, right? And I want to win, and I want to win in style. I want to win in a good manner, and if it means that these guys have to be removed so the club can move forward, then that's exactly what needs to happen. Don't get me wrong, like whether you consider Ruud van Nistelrooy a legend or a cult hero or whatever you want to see it as, it's like he done us a good service in it. Like you can't deny that. You know, even like the difference of him talking about tactics or him having a little bit of a difference in terms of build up with the midfield. You know, it is a little bit different. Don't get me wrong, but the way I'm viewing it is you got to remove certain pieces because, as Dap said, like he's got his own. Amorim's got his own team. He trusts them. He's bringing them in. He's bringing about 5-6 guys in, right? Whether it's a data analyst or a sports scientist or coaches, right? Why are you going to change that or want to fix that? Or it's not broken. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think it. I think the club made the right. I mean, he made the right decision. The club didn't make that. And I'm pretty sure I think he suits a manager anyways. I don't look at Ruud van Nistelrooy and think he's an assistant. The way he dresses, the way he talks, I think he's more suited to a head coach role. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I think he's a good manager in it. Like, well, there is a manager there, and there's enough to be at a top club somewhere else, just not at United at the moment. You know, he might return in the future. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Of course, never say never. That's what pretty much your ex says or you say to your ex when you dump her or him. Do you know what I mean? Like, never say never. We'll see what happens in the future. But we can still be friends, though. Never. So yeah, I think it's a correct decision. I think I think fans need to move on with that and just like you gave us a good 4 games. You know, we expect to get battered by Chelsea, didn't happen. You know, got us a clean sheet against Leicester, beat Leicester, advanced us in the Carabao Cup, got us the first few points in Europa as well. It's like, yeah, man, clap him off, and then yeah, man, I think we should celebrate him that way for like stabilizing not only just stabilizing some results, but obviously getting more of a good feel factor within some of the players. Because for me, as soon as the players want someone, I think it doesn't bode well. I'm pretty sure Amorim would have saw that as well. For me, anyways. And I would have looked at that and thought that was a positive thing. Because, like I said, if there's a bridge between manager and player, they're going to go to Ruud. Do you know what I mean? And then that doesn't exactly create a good relationship between the players, especially if they got their little circles with the manager. So yeah, I think it's a correct decision. Big up Baz always. Can I just say thank you for the content, bro? Your content, along with others, honestly helps me get through tough times. Shout out to you. I'm not. I big up Bazza, man. I appreciate that comment. I'm not gonna lie. I hate my voice in it. I grew up in a certain area, I don't exactly have a deep voice, not exactly too high, but at the same time, I can't stand the sound of my own voice. Yeah, actually, I can't watch my content back. I can't listen to me back or anything like that. It's just so if I don't know how you lot listen to me, I'll be honest. I find myself annoying. I get it. I'm a white guy that's got an urban voice and not exactly your Cockney or whatever. And the voice might not suit the face. So there you go, man. And I get killed for it all the time, but I don't give a shit. I grew up where I grew up in it, but yeah, I can't do it. I don't know about you lot. Like, have you ever listened to your own voice back on a video and think like, oh my god, like who is that guy? Who the fuck is that guy? You know what I mean? We have too many softies. I agree, man. Way too many. Cassie, it's okay. We're used to tolerating you nowadays. Yeah, it is what it is. Am I Polish, bro? Kurwa mash. Maybe I am. Ruud van Nistelrooy will be Wolves or Southampton manager. I think he can get a better job than that. I think he might go to someone like Bundesliga. I think Bundesliga would suit someone like he's already been in the Dutch league. I think after Dutch league, going to a Bundesliga, a more systematic league would be good for him as well. KM, I don't know how you would know what a chipmunk would sound like getting choked, but yeah, man. Yeah. The Viking. Why am I a Viking? What? Because I'm white and I got a beard. Is that what it is? Is that what you lot are doing? But how do you think Amorim time's gonna be? Because you know there was a poll out, right? There was a poll. 51%. Look, this might not be genuine, by the way. It might not even be Man United fans. But I think there was a poll that came out, and I think 51 or 53% people think Amorim is going to fail. This is how much PTSDs we've got with this, with obviously Ten Hag in the past. You'll get demonetized. Your name what was up? You'll get demonetized because called a mash. Why would I say that? I can swear on I can swear on stream. It's no different. For what? No, it would be in the box, the blue box. No.
It's been about. We've just had it somewhere because it wasn't there.
It wasn't there, innit?
It wasn't there.
No idea. Amorim will be a success. Do you think Amorim will succeed?
Way too early.
It's got to be in a blue box upstairs.
No, it's not. Oh, it's the blue box.
Yeah.
Is Amorim be a success? No one knows.
Yeah. What do you think? Obviously, it's obviously like.
Good manager, but I think it's more to do with can he adapt to.
What do we define as success as?
Can he adapt to the Premier League?
Yeah.
Can he adapt to the side of the club?
Yeah.
And can the club and the players can the biggest shit at Man United get sorted?
Ooh, boy.
That's the biggest one probably.
Is Darren Fletcher gone? It looks like he's leaving. He's not going to be part of the setup. That's for sure. But he might have another role. Like I don't know, man. Like I have no idea. He looks like he enjoys his football still, and he likes coaching. So I'm not too sure what's going to be the case. If failure happens, it won't be because of Amorim directly. It'll be because of the club. Yeah, maybe. What likes are we on? We're now on 80 likes. Can we get this to 100 likes quickly? But yeah, man. It's going to be a dry spell for United over the international break. Who knows what's going to happen? So a link between academy and first team. Yeah, I don't see what's wrong with that. But other than that, we'll see what pops up. I'm going to be doing little videos like who should stay, who should go. I might even do like who United should be looking at, in like 2 of each position, stuff like that. Yada yada yada. I've got quite a few different ideas that I could do for videos. I'll probably have to record them either tonight or tomorrow. But you already know that when it comes to international break, ideas run dry. But like I said, we'll never, ever run out of content. Do you know why? Because we've got other big United channels that we can take content from and talk about the exact same thing. So, as I said, copycats never run out of content. Because whilst others are going to be pushing everything they need to push in one day, I could put that into one video. So you already know how it goes. Man had to speak about David Coote today. Did he want to talk about? I think he's a legend. I think David Coote's a legend. No joke. Don't you not think? I mean, all those dodgy decisions for Liverpool that made them didn't win the league. I think that's legendary. Not gonna lie. If you're a Liverpool fan, obviously, maybe not to you, but to me, he is. I think he done a great job. I think he's just speaking his mind, just like any of us, right? And then, of course, if it happened to my club, though, he's a top dickhead. So, but he didn't do it to my club. And actually, funny enough, the top two clubs that has the highest win percentage under refereeing under David Coote is actually Man City and Liverpool. So, yeah, man. I mean, if a manager's allowed to, I mean, you know what? Refs are all dickheads, isn't it? Let's be real. They're all dickheads. So it's nothing new. I'm pretty sure behind any sort of camera, they're pretty much slagging off everybody, players, managers, all sorts. But we also do the same thing as human beings. We all slag off everyone. But big up David Coote, man. What a legend, man. What a legend, man. So it is what it is. I think so, anyways. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe not you Liverpool fans, but I'm not gonna make an hour video about why he's a flipping he's a shame. He shouldn't be a ref and all this crap. I think he's a wonderful man. Big up to making sure that Liverpool didn't win the league twice. I think that was him. So big respect there. Obviously the foul on Van Dijk though. Yeah, that should have been said. That's a bit sus, isn't it? That's a bit sus there. I'm not gonna lie. You know, he says he's not a United fan, but the guy is a United fan. Let's be honest. You know, you can't, even if you're from outside Manchester, he's not like he's old. You know what I mean? You did grow up around the Fergie era and stuff like that, the late 80s and whatnot. You are a United fan. You're not an Altrincham fan or Notts County, but you're a United fan. I mean, in his Facebook profile, he had Old Trafford as his background. So, do you know what I mean? But who you fooling? Who are you fooling? Big up David Coote every single time, man. This is gonna go over to Never a Foul. There's 158 of you. Hopefully, if you're all up to date, or 160 of you, this should just push you as it says next video. We should be live in the next maximum 5 to 10 minutes. Me, Hooks, Jay, Monts, FaZe. I invited him specifically for Jay and Ches. So yeah, man. Yeah, but he's a Manc, innit? Mancs hate Scousers, Scousers hate Mancs. Nothing new in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think hate is a strong word, don't get me wrong, but we all say, oh, I hate this guy, I hate this. You don't hate them, you just don't like them, innit? It is just whatever, innit? Big xenophobic, really. But we move. Anyways, let's go over to NAF and let's talk some shit in a bit.